All right, welcome back to the alley, episode number 39. Right?
What?
Yesterday was 38.
Mhm.
So today's 39. We have two very special guests on today. We've been trying to make this happen for a while now. So thank you, Julia, Darrin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
They get the big boy clap.
big
They get the big boy clap. Cheers,
wish I
guys.
could hear it.
Thanks again for
Cheers.
being
Thanks for
on.
having us, guys.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you guys. Thank you guys. How was the commute?
Not bad.
Not
Who-
bad.
did you
Easy
guys
to
Easy.
break it up.
Did you guys split the driving, or was it all Darrin?
Oh no, it's always all Darrin.
Because I get car sick though.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're in the
Really?
passenger, me
Dude,
too.
for like 2 seconds if she's driving. Not that you're a bad driver, but
Oh.
if she drives for like 2
Wow.
seconds,
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I'm out.
I'll
Yeah.
just drive. It's easier.
So if
See?
we want to have a good day, he drives.
Yeah.
I love the passenger seat.
I do too, but when you feel like shit, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know.
Damn.
I feel like, well, Becca likes to call herself the passenger princess. It's like
Yeah.
a term now, so
Yeah.
it became a thing.
Is that you call yourself that?
Yep.
too?
I Google everything he needs.
music? They're in charge.
Yep.
The passenger has duties too, though.
Yeah, there's a
Always,
lot.
dude. 100.
I
percent
give you a lot of things
Charge
to
of
do.
music, back scratches. It's a hard
Yeah,
job.
head back, neck scratches.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my
That's why I don't
God.
fall
If
asleep
I start
half the
getting
time.
tired, dude, I need some bangers on right now.
So are you guys both? Are you like on vacation? Are you guys both on vacation right now, technically, or
Yeah,
not?
3 weeks.
Nice.
Must
Yeah, it's
be
your winter break, and
nice.
then I'm just taking time off because it's slow season for me. So
Oh,
it lined up to do all of this trip. So
Nice,
Damn.
guys.
Are you guys? Well, you're lucky, dude. I feel like the holiday stress has been like getting to me lately. Do you feel like that,
Bro,
Why?
look at me. I look like shit. I'm so tired.
bro? Because you guys made it out the industry. This shit sucks, bro.
that's true.
Yeah, do you
that's
get
true.
any time off?
No, I mean I'm off, and I'm an idiot. I was like, oh, I need a, because I like been taking a little more time off than usual. So I was like, oh, Christmas week, before I'm gonna pick up hella shifts. I'm supposed to work. I'm only gonna have 1 day off in like an 11-day like
Oh my
time
God.
span.
Yeah.
Because I picked up shifts, so that was my fault. I'm an idiot, and I was like looking at my schedule today. I'm like,
You
bro, I'm
shouldn't have
not-
worked today.
Nah, I tried, but nobody wanted to pick it up. But I convinced somebody. I offered somebody $20. I'm like, bro, I can't
Please.
I can't come in Thursday,
Take
bro.
my
Like,
money.
hook it up. I was like, fucking A. And dude, like, I feel like everybody around me right now at work, especially, is like, damn, like I'm dying.
Yeah,
Like,
but are you making good money though around the holidays? Everybody
Right now,
nicer?
yeah,
like,
I
there's
am.
more
Mhm.
tips, you know.
yeah,
So,
it's been bumping up,
Yeah,
but
probably.
still though, it's just like, and I haven't bought any gifts.
Yeah.
So I'm behind the eight
Stop
ball.
talking about
You
it.
see-
bro. Me
see
too.
what
I'm in
I
the
mean?
same boat.
stress. That's why you just don't buy gifts for anybody, and then it's
Seriously.
Make it easy.
Hyder, BBOC. You didn't bring it up, bro.
Big beverage of choice: Jameson and ginger ale.
Mhm.
that's
think
what it is.
I
Big
think-
beverage of choice.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's the second time, right?
I'm sure we've had it, once before, but it wasn't like as cool. So we're gonna start, ladies first. We're going Julia, Darrin. We have to start with the ladies.
Of course.
So Julia, you grew up in Glendale,
Yes.
which is how close to LA?
it's in LA, but maybe 15 minutes.
So how are you like from a big family? Are you an only child?
I have an older brother who is 28.
20. Are you guys pretty close?
Kind of. We're both teachers, so we
Oh,
have that
shit.
to bond over.
Damn,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
But we lead pretty different lives.
Very different
He just
lives.
moved out of the house 6 months ago.
My
You
kinda-
just got a house.
Yeah, I just bought a house.
Congrats, by the
Oh
way.
yeah,
Thank
yeah, for
you.
sure, bro. That's a big move. Yeah,
You guys-
we'll get down to that later, but for sure, congrats. Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Making
That's
moves for sure.
It has been a blur the past
Damn.
few months.
And like the
We're
past
over here
year-
acting like we're stressed. They're dealing with big boy problems.
when,
bro.
Nah,
she
we're
said,
out of the stress
when
now.
she said 28, just moved out the house, I'm like, that sounds like my kind of guy.
Nothing wrong with it.
We'll
Nothing
bring
wrong
him-
with it.
just-
We'll bring him on next.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong at all. But you said you were born in Sacramento.
Yes, born in Sacramento. Don't remember much.
Okay,
From
cool.
there.
So I was gonna say, like, so you definitely consider yourself more of a Southern California girl.
Yeah, because I was 6 when we moved, so I don't
And-
have any memories there.
And then you lived there for 12 years.
yes.
So you came here when you were about 18.
Yeah, right when I moved to college.
So okay, that's perfect. For college, where'd you go to school?
San Diego State.
Oh crap, Aztecs. Damn,
Yeah.
Aztecs
Mhm.
all day. Damn, you did your master's at State. Damn,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a trip. So what was your college experience like at State? State's a party school.
I am the antithesis of a party
I
school,
should have
though.
went to it straight to a 4
Yeah. No, I was an RA for 3 years. I
Oh.
was just the one
Yeah, that's
cleaning
nice.
up after all the drunk kids. I wasn't much of a drinker. I didn't drink before Darrin. So
Sorry.
he let
Bad
me down.
influence.
a
Bad
ton.
influence.
Yeah. No.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
No, I grew up very strict Christian.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Wore a purity ring. Went to college. Was looking for my husband that was just gonna like let me birth 5 babies and
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
yeah. So I'm definitely a different person than who I was when I went to SDSU.
So the move from LA to San Diego, we like, if I don't know how often you guys will tune in or not, but we like hell we talk a lot of shit about LA on this
Oh, go
podcast.
for it.
All
Like
the
a
time.
lot.
Yeah.
So what was it like moving from LA to San Diego?
Well, it's interesting because we just moved to Santa Barbara. So I think a lot of my comparisons are now shaded by that move because I don't know, LA is a lot dirtier, a lot noisier, a lot more crowded. But from moving to Santa Barbara, now San Diego seems dirty and crowded. So I don't know how much of a true comparison I can give. But I love San Diego. I loved my time
It definitely does feel like, at least in the past 4 or 5 years, that San Diego's definitely been getting a little more crowded
here. Yeah.
and dirty. I feel like dirty, I never really see it unless I'm down in this area, to be honest.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, you lived here. How long did you live here for before you moved
Like
to
3.5 years in San Diego.
Damn,
Really?
that was
I
really
expected.
good.
I thought longer. too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
only
mean, it was
that-
just for grad school, and then we got a job and moved. So,
Damn.
but it felt like a lot longer than 3.5 years. We were thinking about it the other day. I'm like, how long was I down there? And it wasn't that long.
We
3.5
lived
years.
like 5 lives here. Felt
Yeah.
like.
Jesus, that's
'Cause-
crazy.
Are you a big family person? Do you like still?
No,
really?
not really. Darren's brought it out in me now that we're moving toward marriage and our family of our own, but I wasn't very close to my family.
Yeah, I kind of pushed that when we first started dating. I'm like, you're not close with your parents? Like,
Yeah.
why don't we hang out with them more? She's like, that's just not how we do it in our
Yeah.
family.
And I just went through some things in high school. I had an eating disorder and my parents just weren't very supportive. They didn't know how to help me, and I don't fault them for that. Nobody teaches you how to
Yeah.
help someone through that. So I just kind of distanced myself when I went to college.
So, you were an English major, then, I take it, right?
I double majored in English and religious studies.
Oh, damn. Okay.
There's
What-
that background for you. Always
Yeah,
comes back full
exactly.
circle.
Always
Yeah.
does come back. But what made you, in particular? I can super appreciate the English background because I mean, I still haven't. I mean, I guess I basically just decided what I'm gonna do. Maybe. Fuck. I've been saying that shit
You're
for
making
7
your way there. You're getting closer.
Doesn't matter.
6 years deep. But I did love English when I was in high school. Like that was always my thing. Like I'm still a pretty good writer to this day. But what I don't know, what intrigued you about doing English from the jump?
I give the speech every day, the first day of school every year.
Okay.
There's so much power in words. You want the job, you want the girlfriend, you want the boyfriend, you get it through words. And if you know how to use words for power, they are a tool that just get you higher on the ladder. And if you know how to use your words, and I ask my students every year, do you ever have those people in your family who don't know how to argue, or they sound stupid when they're trying to make their point? That's because they don't know how to use their words. And I like teaching people how to use words to persuade people, to convince people of things. I think there's so much fun in language. You can play around with it and you can have fun with it. You can just, I don't know, you can cause people to change how they feel.
Yeah, it can be very manipulative.
Yes,
learning
for
how to-
sure.
learning
Yeah.
how to use your words for sure. And I can super relate to that actually, because when I was in high school, like my favorite like part of English was when they put us into like debates,
Mm-hmm.
and I was pretty good with words, so I could like easily make people feel kind of stupid, and it was like fun though. It was like I get that. That's pretty cool.
You're more like that's more like of a villain arc though.
Yeah,
You're like in
yeah.
villain
I'm not a
ass.
villain, bro.
Seriously.
I'm not a villain. I'm never a villain. So what are your, as far as like English goes though, like are you into like the writing aspect, the reading aspect, all around?
Well, personally, I'm more about the reading. I used to do a lot of writing, and then I published a book, and I just was burnt out on writing after
Wait,
that.
really?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
I have a book that's published, and I hated meeting deadlines, and I hated working with a publisher, and it just sucked out all of the passion.
Wow.
So now I'm much more into reading. Maybe one day I'll go back to writing once it's more of a memory. Right now it's a little bit too fresh, even though it was years ago.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been fun for me. So in my personal time, I do a lot of reading. But then teaching wise, I'm all about the writing. I'm all about teaching my kids, even if it's as simple as writing an email, it's going to change their lives when they're older. If they know how to write an email, they know how to use their words, even if it's grammar, punctuation, it just turns them into better adults.
Where do you, so you teach right now what grade are you teaching?
I teach
specifically?
ninth grade English.
Right now you're teaching ninth grade.
Yes.
Have you seen like a shift since COVID? Because obviously kids were learning from home for a while.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, like I said this a lot during like the pandemic. I was like, damn, I can't imagine having to learn like crucial classes from home.
Yeah. So my ninth graders right now, and I've only taught through the pandemic. My first year of teaching was 2020, so I can't compare to before. But right now for my 9th graders, I often have to rely on like 7th grade or 6th grade materials
Damn.
and kind
That's
of build
crazy.
upon them to get them to where they need to be. But they are so far behind. And I don't blame them because they're developmentally, like emotionally behind too.
Yeah,
It's just there's so much we have to do to fix them.
That's going to become a big issue, I think, in a few years down the line, because like everyone's going to have to adapt, or I don't know. I mean, everyone. I mean, like teachers and just like schools in general are going to have to adapt to another way, just like how they did not so long ago. Like it's going to be a whole nother thing, I think, down the line. Right now, we're just seeing like the beginning of it, but I think later it is going to have a big effect on everything. Like the kids, for example, the people that graduated college during COVID too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's a big shift, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Also.
Well, and obviously as a teacher, I'm supposed to hear about test scores and looking at the data. But for me, I just want these kids to pick up a book on their own when they're older. And all the time we're in staff meetings where they talk about the test scores are so low. And I'm like, well, what do you expect? You know, I'm such a young teacher, so I don't talk back. But the whole time I'm rolling my eyes because I'm like, we just need to get these kids interested in their education again because there's no value in education right now for them. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like especially now less and less. We're in different times, so I feel like it's very rare to hear kids say they want to do something related to school now. I feel
Yeah.
like everybody wants to like do YouTube or
Yeah.
or
More
something
creative
like
passions
some-
than learning.
which is
really.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
but damn, like, where's that gonna leave us in a few years? You
Yeah.
know, Who
You know.
knows?
All influencers, that's it.
Shit.
You started. So your first teaching job was in where you say you taught in between like two like reservations, right?
Yes,
What was
out
it?
in Julian.
Out in Julian. So was through online still?
So some of it was because it was such a small school, we actually got to go back pretty early. We got some sort of waiver that let us go back in because I was the only English teacher at the school and there was 10 kids per grade. So every classroom was small enough that we could social distance and make
Wow.
it happen. So I really only did online for maybe 3 months.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
About how many students would you say? Because it was 9 through 12, and you say that you taught all English classes for every grade.
Yes.
So about how many students like would
I-
you say you had?
I think in total I had 50.
Yeah, that's still a good amount though for one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
To
it was-
do them all, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was split up into the periods of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So at the time, I only had between 10 and 15 per class. But yeah, it was a whole different experience. Now that I'm at a real school, I
It's like
still,
night, it's
yeah,
like night and day.
I can't believe
I
it.
was gonna
that's-
ask, have you settled in like from that change?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it so much more. I
Cool.
love having kids. Also, their culture just doesn't value education.
Mhm.
And I get it. That's a very United States colonial value on education. They don't value education. That's fine. But as someone who does value education, it's nice to be in a community where the parents care about their kids' grades and the kids come motivated to learn.
So for sure, like you said, you had to do lesson plans for 4 different grades and classes. This was an everyday thing.
Yeah, that school gave me nothing. They gave me money to find stuff, but the school that I work out now, they've given me things that I can build upon and find more engaging materials, but they tell me what I'm supposed to do. My last school gave me nothing for 4 grades.
Isn't that kind of well? I mean, looking back at it now, obviously, then I'm sure there were days where it sucked.
Yeah.
But now, isn't that kind of cool because you had to learn how to like basically like make lemonade out of just some freaking old ass lemons? Like you had nothing, so it's
Yeah.
pretty cool because it taught you how to
Yeah.
do everything on your own. Like, and if that situation was reversed now and you had to do it again, like it would suck, but you'd be able to do it.
Yes, no, definitely. And it gave me a lot of resources to make some passive income because now
Yeah.
there's
Mm.
a website called Teachers Pay Teachers that basically you can upload your own resources and lesson plans and other teachers can buy them. And I've been able to upload things that I made from that previous school because they're mine, they're
Wow.
my content, and I can make some passive income off them.
Yeah.
And it's not much, but it's starting to grow and it's been exciting
Yeah,
to
definitely
just have
get
it.
bigger too.
Yeah.
which is
Why,
nice.
I mean, why not? It's just like it's not like it's your main job. It's a cool side
Right.
hustle.
Yeah.
Like if you can get it going.
Yeah, something I do in my
Damn,
free time.
That's great.
I
I'm
didn't know-
assuming
I didn't
that's
know
like
that
a
was a
big
thing.
resource.
That's
That sounds like a
super
really
cool.
big like resource, especially for up and coming teachers. Like,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
like game changing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's like
Imagine
We're
if there's
gonna-
more teachers like you that started with nothing. And like, oh, this teacher that I saw on Teachers Pay Teachers,
Right.
they have all these resources, all these PowerPoints, whatever, lectures. There, here you go.
dude, that's
Good luck.
insane. I've never heard of anything like that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of like Khan Academy, like from our time, like where people go and you just learn shit from
For
other
sure.
people. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You're hands-on as a teacher, huh? You're like super hands-on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my kids.
I could tell you're not by the book.
No, not at
No.
all. Because they don't care. They don't care if it's just by the book. If we're flipping through the workbooks that the school gives me,
Yeah.
they're over it. And
Who's-
I'm over
Who's
it.
they?
Yeah.
Sorry, the students. Or
Yeah.
the students.
The students, yeah.
And I'm
And-
sure you'd be over it too.
And they can tell when I'm bored.
Yeah.
There's some days where I can feel the lesson fall flat and I'll just look at them and I'm like, this sucks, huh? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Crazy.
I might be wrong, but would you say like, especially when you first started, was it kind of tough for you to be able to connect?
No.
You're pretty friendly, so maybe not, but
I think it helps that I'm so young because all the other teachers at my school are at least 35 plus.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that's only 10 more years than I am, but it really makes a difference to the kids, you know, if they're like, oh, if they say a TikTok meme and I can call it back to them.
Yeah.
It's little things like
That's
that go
crazy.
so far with them.
Yeah.
I've never had a young teacher. Did you?
not
like
did.
that,
No,
not-
I think I did. They were always like temporary, like
Mm.
they were like
New. So
So
they
like
were
the
like,
student teachers, like you did in your credential. Yeah.
and I feel like with young teachers though, it was always one of two things. Either they got no respect like
Mhm.
Yeah.
whatsoever, and they got like walked over, or like they were cool. They were like the young hip teacher that
Yeah.
like said a curse word
super
every now
passive.
and then.
Yeah.
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 and stuff
Sounds
like
like
that.
Julia.
Yeah. I mean, definitely my first year, I was really concerned about the kids liking me. I would bend over backwards for them. I didn't have a backbone whatsoever. And I feel like now in my third year, I've hit my stride where I'm like, you're not going to be the last kid to say something stupid to me. It's fine. We'll move on.
Won't be the first. Won't be the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you for 45 minutes every day. It doesn't matter. So
Are you teaching at a big school right now?
there's about 2,000 kids.
No.
So
Good size
Whoa,
school.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought like 2,000 just in the grade, but I was like,
No.
oh god.
I think I have 130 kids of my own.
They
Okay.
jumped from 50.
that's
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we graduated from our class was
many?
760.
That's a good
for-
size.
just
That's a
for
lot.
the senior
Yeah.
class.
Dang.
That's the kids that graduated. So let's say 800. I want to say
Yeah.
yeah. So that is pretty crazy. That is a big jump. Did you feel that at first?
Yes, but it's much better.
Mm.
Some classrooms need that many kids. Like you need the class clown, you need the good kids. When
That's
it's
funny.
just 10 kids who have grown up together their entire lives and those are the only kids that they've met, there's no dynamics that are fun to bounce off of. Like I need the kid that I can give devil eyes to and tell them to shut up. Like there's moments like that that make a class just more functional. It sounds weird if you're not in
yeah.
it.
Never.
No,
This is
yeah.
insane. Yeah. I wouldn't think there was
I
some
would've
sort
never
of like,
guessed, like-
Like
I don't know,
hierarchy or
environment,
something,
Yeah,
yeah,
in the
dynamic.
classroom,
Yeah.
that's insane. And
Like-
then but you adjust to every single like period. You know, like every
Yes.
class
Yeah.
has a specific. Yeah, I mean, dynamic. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like
That's
you,
cool.
you need the kids that you have to tell to shut up every once in a while. So the other kids are like, "Oh, she means something."
That
Like,
was me.
yeah,
I was that kid.
Oh, so need some little fucker to make an example out
Yeah,
of it.
totally.
Okay, I like that.
in a nice, respectful way.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I'm not over here calling them fuckers, but yes, the sweet 18-year-old.
Wait, now that
kid
we're on
with
that
the-
topic, I'm sorry. Do you have any
sagging
horror
pants.
stories?
Well, I just had a kid bring a knife,
Oh,
my
big ass one too.
a
You were
big,
saying.
a big ass knife. The blade
Like
was
a hunter's
this
knife?
big,
Yeah.
Oh
Like
my
why?
God.
Yeah.
How was that in your pocket right now?
and it
That's
dropped.
crazy.
And I didn't see it, but I heard it. And then I had kids come and tell me, lots of fights, lots of stupid vaping, where I'll have vape pens fall out, and I just look at them and I'm like, "You're so dumb.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it to school." But no other really horror stories.
You haven't come home and said anything besides like the normal high school stuff.
Yeah, nothing that I wouldn't expect.
What's your cell phone policy?
Oh, it's not worth the fight. It really isn't. If I see them on Snapchat, I do take it and I post a snap story.
That's sick. I love
Yeah.
that.
I'd be down as a
Yeah.
student. I'd be like, sure, right?
Yeah,
you know?
go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to take them and give
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
to the office for the whole day. It's not worth the fight. That's more work on my end. I'll just tell them put it away.
I feel like when that would happen in class, everyone would be like, no, okay, fine, I'll put it away.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
it gets to that, so then they really won't bring it out, because
Yeah.
you already gave them that warning,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
I had a teacher who would read text out loud. Like
That's,
Dang.
that's a
That's
good one.
amazing.
It'd be
That
like,
could
"Hey,
be good.
Tell X.
should
or-
try that.
Tell XYZ to stop. Or he would read. I literally read it
Mm.
out loud. It was funny. That's a good one though. Taking a Snapchat. I didn't even know kids still use Snapchat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's big.
It's
Really?
booming.
They don't
Still?
text. They just Snapchat.
Yeah, I guess we saw my cousin's Snapchat. It was full.
I thought
Yeah.
that was dead. I thought it was like TikTok. I thought it was
Thought it
just
died a
like
little bit.
TikTok and like Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't know Snapchat was still
It's
a thing.
everything. They're addicted.
So, what made you want to be a teacher?
You know, I'm not quite sure. it was always something that was just there. It was a job that was visible to me as a kid. So I saw that people did it and it was attainable. You know, there's certain jobs like how you want to go into media. People don't see that job. So it wasn't something that I thought about. And I had teachers look out for me a lot when I was a kid. And I just always wanted to be like, I will never be the teacher who produces the kids with the highest scores, but I'll be the teacher that knows how each kid is mentally doing. Which is a very cheesy response, but I just want kids to have
but
an
in turn,
adult.
you'd be like the memorable one too, you know,
Yeah.
like down the line, they'll always
Yeah.
remember you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just want kids to have someone that believes in them. And I think my kids know that about me.
Yeah. I think that's definitely more impactful rather than, hey, that teacher got me a high score on my test. But no, that teacher reached me emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, they understood me rather than, oh, I got an A in that class.
Yeah.
No, you don't remember that.
I spend so much time teaching kids how to write 5-paragraph essays, and they throw it back and say, we're never going to do this. And I'm like, well, you're right. But at least I can be here for you 45 minutes a day and just teach you life lessons.
Yeah.
That's good.
What do you ultimately like? I mean, because in teaching, I mean, what is there any, I guess, goals that you have within being a teacher? Like, do you eventually want to teach a certain grade, or I don't know, is there like any little mini goals you have for yourself?
No, but I have started to think about being on admin, being an
Oh.
assistant principal,
Ooh.
which is a
Okay.
whole other education experience. And
Would you have to go back to school?
yes, just for a year.
Okay.
And usually you can get it paid for if the district supports you going that route. I'm too young for it. It's definitely something that I would have to think about in 15 years. Nobody would hire an assistant principal in their 20s.
Why not?
Good
I
question.
just think you need more experience. I think they would
More.
say you need more time in the classroom to
Okay.
understand the needs of a school,
Fair
which
enough.
is fair.
Yeah.
But that's really the natural progression for teaching.
Mhm.
I like what I teach now. I like 9th graders. I think they're the perfect age to teach. So I wouldn't want to change that necessarily. I don't know. I've never been someone who aspires to have a lofty career. I don't think that's my life.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to just have a nice family and be financially stable. That's all I want.
For sure.
Great.
Well, I do want to let you know, as somebody who fucking loved most of his teachers, especially the last 2 years, I'm sure you hear this all the time, and it does kind of suck to even have to say it, but you guys are underpaid. You guys deserve way
Yeah,
better pay.
totally.
Like,
No
Yeah.
debate.
you guys do way too much work. So from somebody who did really appreciate his teachers, thank you for everything you do for the fucking children. 'Cause
Thank you.
Oh,
Those
shit,
kids
I
are
do.
assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
could
definitely
not-
can be.
I could not teach. The story she tells me, I'm like, what?
Dude, I
I
like
would get in
hit a
trouble.
kid
I would,
like
yeah,
that.
I would
hit a
push
kid.
a kid. I would get in so much trouble. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I cannot do
Nah,
that.
I
How do you talked about that? How did I say that he down the line he sees himself as a teacher?
I was gonna say this. Yeah, like I've always said that
Not
at the end of like once I'm like done, maybe like when I'm maybe like 50,
Okay.
Damn,
Have
grandpa.
nothing better to do, I would low key want to be a teacher like then.
Okay.
But just to like be able to flex and be like, bro, like I want to teach, but I don't have to be here. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, but still be like a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just like a flex dream. I don't know
Yeah.
if I
What would you teach?
I do English.
Okay,
100%. Oh yeah, I
nice.
would do English for sure.
That'd be cool.
For sure. But like I wouldn't want to do like super. So I had like AP Lit and AP English Language. I took
Okay.
both of those and I passed those tests. By the way.
Very nice.
But
This
I didn't like literature. It was way too like I had to dissect
Flowery,
too much.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
like more like the persuasive stuff
Okay.
and just write like free writing and stuff. That's my kind of thing.
Do you
But,
write now as an adult?
I did for a bit. I don't anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I use my words.
Okay.
I guess I speak.
Yeah, this
too
is your
much.
outlet.
This is my
Yeah.
outlet, so I don't really feel the need to. I do try to journal every now and then. It helps me get
Okay.
a lot of stuff out. But yeah, I used to write a while ago. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but yeah, that's always like been a goal. But anyways, this is about you. So I want to, Darrin, don't get mad. You used to date Angus T. Jones.
Oh my god.
I had to bring that up. You know, I almost forgot until like I was like, wait, she's from LA. I was like, oh wait, she dated Jake Harper.
That's probably one of my like favorite fun facts
I
about
know.
you. Is
That's like
Have
the
I told you
crazy-
this or did Darrin?
No, we've all discussed this.
Okay.
like, at
I probably
some
brought
point.
it up. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, you
Yeah,
should
but
tell
then
him.
Yeah, I
then
don't bring
but
this
then-
up, Darrin does.
But then I asked you, I think. But it was when you guys first started dating, so it wasn't like
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't like, hey.
I was more like I'm dating Angus's ex.
And then he has me Google and show the red carpet
I'm the
pictures of
worst.
us.
Oh yeah,
I'm
there's
the
a
worst.
picture. I forgot about that. There's
She's
a
gonna have to
fucking-
send it and then
Yeah,
I'll put it.
it
on
needs
the
to be
video.
yeah,
posted.
I'll find it.
So what the hell? Like, did you guys go to the same high school?
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
okay.
neighbors, so we
Got
rode the
it,
bus
got
home
it.
together.
Okay. Cool.
Side note, I probably sound like an asshole. Who the hell is that?
Jake Harper from 2.5 Men, bro.
Oh man, the
The
kid
kid.
from 2.5 Men.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's his name?
His real name is Angus T. Jones, but in 2.5 Men he was Jake Harper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
He was also the kid from C Spot Run. I don't know if that was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Oh my
No.
I
god.
don't think I've ever watched that.
All I
All I knew was him from 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
No,
No,
they were,
great character though. Played him well.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he killed it. Wait, so you guys were dating like at the peak of his when he was like the highest
At his
paid
peak.
child
Yes.
star.
Oh, I'm dead, bro.
He
Bro,
was
no,
highest paid?
he was like the highest paid
Yeah.
child star at the time because that's when the
Jeez.
show was like it was right before Charlie like got kicked off the show or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
So he
Oh,
was
okay.
getting paid like I don't know about like a lot of money
A
per
lot.
episode. He was making a gang of money.
Yeah.
Was that weird?
That's one
Like
of my
dating
most
a
favorite
cel-
shows, by the way.
Yeah, it's like
It's a great show.
top 5 favorite show ever.
He didn't have access to any of his money. His parents were very
Ooh.
strict about that and saw the consequences of being a child actor.
Oh my God.
That's smart.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why he took the bus home with all of us kids. You know.
Humble him a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. You
Wait,
wouldn't.
how'd that work out then? I'm sorry. He like would act and then like still go to school, like normal school?
Yeah. So he usually would do like 2 weeks off, 1 week on.
Oh.
I went to a school that had a lot of actors, and the
Yeah.
school was just really flexible with their
Oh.
independent study
That's
plans.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, but you would have never known had it not been that he would just be at work a couple weeks and then he'd be at school. You wouldn't.
Like
You would have
normal.
never known. Yeah.
Wow.
He seemed like a funny ass guy. Anyway, sorry, I had to bring that up. That was like that's one of my favorite shows. So like
Yeah.
if you fucking dated like Pam from The Office, I would have been like, holy shit. Like, Darrin-
That's your other. Is that like your other crush from The Office?
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't call her a crush,
Yeah.
but I don't have a crush on fucking Jake either, bro. That would have
I
been
don't
weird.
know. It sounds like
No,
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Um,
still buddies. He's probably the
Yeah.
healthiest ex I have. So
Wow.
Well, he doesn't act. He doesn't act anymore, does
no,
he?
he produces music, and I think
Oh.
he funds a church out in Texas too.
Whoa.
Ah,
Yeah.
good
What
for
the
him.
hell?
Yes.
That shit's a big spotlight, dude. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
How do you like living in Santa Barbara?
Love it. It was definitely an adjustment period, but now I think it's my favorite place that we have lived.
Favorite?
Yes, it
Wow.
is cleaner and quieter, and it has a perfect mix of things for both of us.
Mhm.
Has water, has mountains.
Where do you guys stay? Like downtown area, kind of by that side?
That's where we lived our first year, and then we just moved to Goleta, which is more of a family community.
That's my
Yeah.
that's my UCSB.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Perfect. So before we start wrapping up, we're coming on the turn off mark on the camera.
Yeah.
You did study abroad. How was it? I want to go visit Spain, like
You
personally.
absolutely should.
How was that?
It was good. I studied abroad in Valencia, which is actually dubbed the San Diego of Spain.
Oh,
What?
really?
That's pretty
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, yeah, it ended up
plan
being
that?
perfectly named. I'm sure they did plan it. I loved it. Small beach town. You took a siesta every day. Like it was the epitome of what people say Spain is, where
Oh.
you eat dinner at 11 p.m. at night. You don't wake up until 11 a.m. You take your nap at 2. It's just calm, quiet life.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you drink all day, but you don't feel drunk. It's just like a nice, calm. Like you always have a glass of wine around you.
Yeah.
I really
It
want to
was
try their sangria in Spain. I heard their sangria is like
Yes,
pretty
perfect.
crazy.
And they
yeah.
have Tinto de Verano, which is just like a sangria, like a Valencian.
Is it
Sangria.
Is it a white sangria?
No, it's red. It's
Oh,
still.
okay. I thought that's what Lauren
okay,
had brought
Lauren
up
said
last
something
last
about-
week. She had gone. She went to go. Well, she went on vacation few months back.
Yeah,
we
something
brought
about
that
white
up.
sangria.
Nice.
Cool. Well, Julia, thank you so much. You're still gonna be here. 'cause
Okay.
you still have quite a
Now
bit
I'm like,
to
are you
go.
kicking
Go
her off?
on,
Is
yeah.
she good?
Bye, guys.
The
See ya.
camera's kicking us out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We're gonna wrap up this part and we're gonna head into Mr.
Perfect.
Darrin. So you grew up in Orange County,
Yes, sir.
which is what about hour and a half hour?
Yeah, about to my parents' house, about an hour, 15, hour and a half.
And you pretty much lived there your whole life, right? You only came here, so you went from OC, you went to Monterrey for college, and then
Yep.
you came back here once you were done for masters.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in OC, dude, with your family? I know we'll get into that. You're a huge family guy,
That's-
which I
yes.
can relate to.
Yeah.
Me too, me too.
Maybe not even as much as you though. Like you're on some other shit sometimes. I'm like, damn, Darrin really loves his family, which is a good thing. It's a great thing.
Wait, why? Give
do
me
you
an example.
I don't know, dude. Like every time I talk to bro, Darrin, like trust me, you wouldn't go to the lengths to see your mom that Darrin would. And
Oh, okay,
and you
okay.
love your mom.
Yeah.
But like Darrin, like will fucking go see his parents, bro.
Really?
That's true. When we were working together, I was like every weekend, I'm like, I'm going to see my family. I'm going to see my family.
Like he would get off
Yeah.
a shift and go drive.
go.
Like he would go after a fucking fucked up ass brunch shift and be like, oh, I'm gonna go
Tired of shit.
drive over to OC to see his family. Bro.
Yeah,
like
really?
a night, and then come back the next
Yeah,
morning
you
for the
wouldn't-
next shift on Sunday or something like
dude.
that.
You wouldn't do
okay.
that,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
You'd go get a pack of cigarettes 45 minutes away before you.
Before I go see my ear.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's easy though when your parents are always down. They're always doing something. They're like, "Hey, come up for the night. Come up, do this. Like,
Yeah,
we're getting
true.
together with the uncles. Come for like a mellow, come drink some whiskey.
Barbecue.
Tonight. Yeah, something just super mellow. It's kind of easy when you're this close too. Because I lived far from them, that I didn't see them that often, and now that I live close to them, it's like, well, now I end up drinking age too. That helps.
Hell
to
yeah,
go out with
sick.
them and stuff. So
Do you, wait, sorry. Do you have like
yeah.
siblings?
yeah, I have a younger sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our age.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and-
She's literally our age,
Yeah,
right?
23.
20,
Yeah, and her and
24.
I get along super well. So that's just more, incentive to go up and visit my family, get to see my sister, get to hang out. I
Sick.
mean, it's easy, when your parents get along, and thankfully all my uncles and we all hang out and shoot the shit.
Nice.
So,
So holidays are always nice.
So like I said, you went from OC to CSU Monterey Bay.
Yep.
So how was that? Like, not only did you get into like a pretty cool school location wise, like
Yeah.
Monterey's pretty sick, but on top of that, you were away from home, especially for somebody being like the family guy that you are. Like,
Yeah.
was that low key tough?
I don't think it was tough because I was ready. I did junior college for 2 years, still living with my family.
that.
I took that route. And then at that time, I love my family, and it wasn't like, I don't want to leave you guys, but it also wasn't, I want to leave, my family has always been like welcoming and, hey, stay at home as long as you're going to school, working, you can live at home. But I think it was just kind of time. My best friend went to Monterey Bay too for school. So I think that made it easier. I already knew somebody going up there. It wasn't a culture shock, but I think it was just kind of time. Monterey's 7 hours away, so I could go home for a long weekend, but it was still enough distance that I was able to do my own thing and grow as, an individual rather than just always being a family guy, which was nice.
You got the guts, bro. We didn't fucking make it. We couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Dropouts.
And it was that was one of the big reasons I always tell Heather. It was because like
Yeah.
I missed home too much.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah, like my grade, I still beasted out with grades, but I was just like, like this sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I'm surprised I didn't miss family more. I don't know. I guess I was just doing my own thing.
You're
I
turning
guess.
up, bro. Yeah, having
Trying,
too much
yeah.
fun.
So I grew up, I think maybe that might have been a big reason why we got along so well too. Or not maybe got along, but I grew up with like a shit ton of Filipinos. Like I have so many Filipino
Yeah.
friends. And I know but the thing is, I don't know if it's because you're from OC, but you're a little different from them. You're a little more outgoing than a lot
Than
of the
Orange
kids
County
I
people?
grew. I don't
Or
know.
Filipinos?
I'm not like because
Mm.
because there's a lot of Filipinos in OC as well, right?
More in San Diego, National City.
Oh well, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, shout out to all the homies.
Shout out.
But no, like I feel like the ones that I've met from Orange County
Mhm.
though, because even when I was in Santa Cruz, I met a shit ton.
Oh,
of people
really?
That were from OC, yeah,
What the
randomly
Oh, yeah, a
enough.
ton.
And they were all, I don't know, way more like. Which we went to school with people that were outgoing, but they're a little
Yeah.
more reserved and shy. And you were a little, I don't know what it is. You've always been super outgoing.
But also the
Yeah, I know.
cultures are kind of similar, dude. I always say that, like
Yeah.
Filipinos and Mexican culture is very,
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very
They
much
blend together very
family
well.
oriented and
Yep.
all that.
And just super welcoming, like both. It's like just like, I don't know, yeah, definitely cultural thing of like, hey, come over with my family,
Yeah.
like your homies coming over, have some food, like we're gonna give you hugs, we're gonna be affectionate, like nothing weird, just hey, come over, eat with us, laugh, like
So
our
we're
culture blends.
welcoming, yeah.
Yeah, welcoming through food, through drinks, through just having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know, not a lot of people. I think part of the outgoing side is not a lot of people invite everybody to everything, but I think I get that from my Filipino side. They're like, everybody come. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
are,
Fat
what
ass
you are.
gathering.
Let's just come. Like, come eat our food. I think that's where it stems from. Just like you want everybody to have a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of weird.
Were your parents? Because your parents are. I mean, I've met them like twice, maybe three
Yeah,
times.
they've come in. when we
Yeah,
used
I
to
met
work at
them a
Harley-
few
yeah.
times. They're super they're all like you said. They're kind of always doing shit. They're like
Yeah,
young,
always.
they're like young.
Young
Yeah.
at heart.
I think that's why I hang out with my family so much because they're young. My dad's coming up or is 52. So, my parents had me when my mom was 20. My dad was 23. Like, we have a young family.
Oh,
Nice.
that's kind of
Mhm.
we're kind of
So-
close in that sense too.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
parents are young, but my dad. I mean, you met my dad. My dad doesn't act like he's young. My dad's an old dude at heart.
Yep.
for sure.
Talk about
So
Monterey.
yeah, how was
Cool.
Monterey?
It was slow up there, dude. Like Central California, way different than Orange County, way different than San Diego. I went up there I mean, I didn't research. I wasn't like one of those kids that was like, hey, this is my dream school. I'm going to do a shit ton of research to know what college I want to go to. I was like, hey, sure, I'll apply. I mean, I guess college is the thing to do. I've always known I want to go to college, but it didn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
And my best friend was there, kind of helped. I was like, sure, I'll go to Monterrey. It sounds good. They have a good marine science program. Went up there and it was, dude, one of the reasons why I moved though is because it's so slow. There's literally nothing to do there except for like one downtown street that has like 4 bars, and that's all you do. Like, it wasn't a party school. It was like all scientists. I don't even know the other majors that were there because it was such a small school. Like, I partied with the same people, hung out with the same people, went to the same bars, and then there was just not that much opportunity up there. So that's why I ended up moving to San Diego. I'm like, dude, land of opportunity. I'm gonna move to San Diego, and it was warmer. It was always fucking cloudy up there, like just raining. So I was like, I gotta get out.
Damn.
You took to San Diego like a fish to water, huh?
Pretty much.
Like when you got here.
Yes, dude. I thrived here.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean,
Which
I
is like
I'm
kind of
not trying to
corny
like
'cause
boast
you
or
do
anything, but I
marine
felt
science.
good here.
You do marine science, so that's kind of like a corny ass thing to say. No pun intended.
But
But yeah, no, you fucking like did super well as soon as like literally you found a job like the first fucking week you got here. You found like 2 jobs, right?
Yeah, I just trained at where we used to work, trained there, and I trained at a wine bar that I worked at the same day.
Bro, I trained this guy. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Like,
Really?
I had literally he came in
That's
like
wild.
you
as
came
a server? As a server?
yeah. You came in
No,
like the
yeah.
summertime, right? Summertime ish.
I think maybe
spring.
summer, September sometime. I think it was like in September.
Okay.
Whenever I got off Catalina that first summer I worked
I
there.
had only been serving for like 7 months, bro. And like I had to train him for like breakfast because he was
Yeah.
only
Oh, yeah, it
he
was
did
breakfast.
It was
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah.
I remember. I was like, oh shit, cool. Like I think you were probably the first person I trained too.
Nice.
Yeah, you and I got along like pretty well right off the start.
Yeah. You were my son from the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just
That's
playing.
it. That's it.
Just
What
playing.
was
I'm
it?
playing.
A question for you: San Diego or OC?
San Diego for sure.
Damn.
Dude, Orange County is a bubble that you want to leave. Anybody that stays there, sorry to anybody that
Still stays there.
still stays there,
Yeah,
but all they
careful.
do is stay. They stay there, they marry each other, they have kids with each other, and they don't leave. I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody. It's a different way of life there. Like, it's definitely an Orange County bubble. So I'm like, I wanted to get out. That was a big thing why I moved to Monterrey. I was just like, I don't care where I go. I need to get out to do something else.
Hyder and I always say that, or we think we always get that, to be honest, to move out and to just explore,
Yeah.
get out of our hometown.
Yeah.
Just for a
you
bit.
know?
I do feel like being from San Diego though is like, damn, like I'm from San Diego. Like that's kind of cool. Why would I want to bounce? But I do
Mhm.
want to try it at least for a bit,
Yeah.
and then come back.
To
Like,
where?
I'll come
Orange
back.
County?
No, not Orange.
Yeah, I
Just
would.
anywhere.
Just
Anywhere
like
but San Diego.
a big
Yeah.
city though. Like I'd only go to like a bigger city.
Yeah, because you tried Santa Cruz. and
That
that's
shit
not
was
for
too.
you.
Yeah, it was like
That's
I
even
would.
slower than Monterey.
Yeah, bro, that shit was slow and like.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was slow. As
If
fuck.
I couldn't do it, dude, no way you can do that. Slow
yeah,
of life.
Yeah, that shit was like super slow, bro. And I'm not like a huge outdoors person.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the
all it
fuck?
is up there.
Yeah, that's it. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. Like trees are cool. Like
I'm not trying to walk.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. No,
You're not
I
trying
like,
to
no,
hike,
I
huh?
love. I actually like walking places, but like
Yeah.
not all the time. Like
You want to
nah.
take an Uber to like a downtown and get some drinks or something every once in a while.
Yeah, there you go.
I would tell Hyder that Santa Barbara's not that far from San Diego when
Huh?
it comes to the vibe, kind of. Besides the whole cleanliness thing, that's
Dude,
insane.
Yeah.
It's like
Is
Yeah.
it
big
like really
difference.
that fucking
How-
clean?
It's
over
a little
It's a
up. It's
huge
a little
difference.
uppity.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, a little bit. It's
Think La Jolla,
I was gonna
not
say,
that
what
not
about
that
Coronado?
not
maybe?
that
Like,
bougie though.
not that.
There's definitely like, I mean, where we live in Goleta, it's not like a bougie. Like, it's Santa Barbara ish, but definitely, I mean, San Diego and Santa Barbara are pretty different. Like, they still have that downtown. It's more upbeat because it's college town.
Mhm.
Like, you have that option to go downtown and you have more options and breweries and bars, but it's not as like, dude, San Diego is fast, like faster than any other city I've lived in. But like Santa Barbara, there's stuff to do, which is nice. It's a good balance, but it's definitely slower, but not as slow as, Monterey for
And
sure.
I also think Santa Barbara just isn't as fake as San Diego.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, I mean, the people are different too. Not even just like the things to do,
Yeah.
but the people San Diego, they're on the surface nice, but they're not good people.
Lauren said we're flaky.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
That's true. When we do, make plans with people in Santa Barbara, either they'll give it to you straight, like, hey, I can't make it, I have plans, or they're there. And it's like not even hard to plan. You
Yeah.
don't have any fake friends. Like the
Damn.
friends you have in Santa Barbara, they're your friends.
Yeah.
And they'll do
San
anything
Diego.
for you. I mean, our friends like watching our house right now and watching, taking care of our fish and plants, whatever, like easily. Like, I got it. Like here, like living in San Diego would have been like pulling teeth to try to get
To
people to
ask
help
someone.
out. Yeah, or
Well-
you just didn't want to ask anybody.
And a year out of living from San Diego, the amount of people that have stayed in touch with us has been a little bit
Zero.
shocking. Yeah.
Except
wow,
for maybe
Except-
really?
Chewy
you
and
guys.
Damn, I
yeah.
feel special.
Straight up. And look,
Wow.
we're not even, we don't see, we don't plan to see anybody when we come to San Diego, except for Chewy, literally Chewy.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we see you guys. I always text you when I'm down.
It's
like,
funny,
hey, if we wanna hang out.
either like you're like, oh, I'm down here, and I'll be like, oh shit, like like our schedules don't align,
Yep.
and then like you'll just be out somewhere. Like I think
And then we run into each other.
that Arrow
Yeah.
Brothers,
Yeah.
I
See?
fucking seen you.
Hey, we don't have time, but then we run into each other. I was like, we're
Hey,
down.
bro, I can't. And then we're out partying at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
place.
that's so
Yep.
funny. But no, yeah, I always fucking like whenever I see you guys post something cool, I'm like, oh shit, what's up? Like you guys are doing good. Like that's cool. Like, it's always cool to see.
Yeah, we're always trying to do something. Keeps us energized for sure.
What made you want to do marine science?
Yes, that's a big one. That's what I wanted to ask.
I
'Cause
mean,
you said you
how
went to
far back
Monterey.
how far back do you want me to go?
Let's
That's
go
the
as
question.
far as you have to, as far as
Damn,
you care to go.
Where'd
bro.
you develop the love? I guess high school.
He was a kid from Free Willy,
yeah,
bro.
probably high school. As corny as that sounds.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess before that, like right before that, stereotypical little kid in school wants to be a fireman, wants to be a police officer, whatever. That's what I want to do as a kid. I was like, this is what I'm doing. And then our family friend, he's a biologist, and like I helped him. I volunteered with him as like a high schooler. I was like, hey, sure, I'll go out in the field with you and do, we collected frogs and stuff like that. Like something that every little kid would want to do. I'm like, I don't like bugs, man. I don't want to do this. Like, and he would tell me all these stories of, oh, I went to this, remote island in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, check out that picture. It looked like something straight out of a calendar. I'm like,
Yeah.
you took that? And he's like, yeah, I took that. I was like, damn, I want to go there. And I'm like, you get paid for this? He's like, yeah, I get paid to travel the world. Yep, I'm doing marine science. Like it was that
Easy,
family
bro.
friend, easy. And then, I mean, from then on, I was like, I'm going to do marine science classes, junior college, focused on that. Took those classes, got out of junior college as fast as I could, went to Monterrey, and I was like, took every marine science class I could.
Did they have a good program right there?
In Monterey was
Monterey?
like one of the top.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Wow.
just develop that love even
Yeah,
more. I
pretty
guess.
much. It's like you see that one inspiration picture, and you're like, I could do that. And then he's like, yeah, I mean, go to school and get your master's. That's kind of how he groomed me. Not directly, you're not trying to. He's like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to get your master's to be in this science. Like, if you want to do that,
To get
travel
to
the
this
world,
level,
to
yeah.
get to that level, and be that scientist traveling the world and
Fuck
you
yeah,
know,
dude.
taking these kinds of pictures, like kind of what you do in this field. So ever since that, I just saw that picture. Remember standing in his living room, just like looking at this big like canvas that they had printed, and it's like I could see myself going there and getting paid. I'm down. So
Nice. Why San Diego? After
after Monterey, you kind of just like, I mean, the marine science community is so small. Like the longer I'm in it, I'm like, everybody knows everybody. And my network, when I worked on Catalina as like a research scientist for a summer, they're like, hey, there's this advisor, professor down in SDSU, San Diego State, that I think you'd really like their lab. I'm like, sure, I'll go for that. Again, didn't do much research. Wasn't like, this is my dream school. I want to go, to UCSD or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, apply for that advisor. I applied for that advisor. And because the network is so small, like the people knew me and they gave me references to that advisor. And then I got into grad school at SDSU. And I actually moved to San Diego before I even applied for grad school.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of
'cause-
was like
fucking
winging
beast.
it. I was like, hopefully I get into grad school. 'cause
yeah,
I just
I
made this
do.
big
I
move.
remember that. I do
Yeah.
remember that because you didn't go. That's why when you were like saying that you moved here for school, I was like, wait, I don't remember you going to school right when you got here. I was like, I think
No,
you
it was
took
like a
me.
year and a half. We were
Mhm.
talking
Oh,
the
so
other day.
you were at Harley already at that
Yeah,
time?
I was like, I gotta
Bro,
get.
he was working at Harley, and then I don't know if you still see it when you drive by to get back onto the 5.
Okay.
There's a wine bar right there.
Oh, yeah.
He used to work.
52 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still open?
I don't know. It's closed. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it's closed. It still has a sign up, but it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it is like an event space now.
They probably didn't make it through COVID or something.
Before that, they closed down like shortly after I left.
Shit.
Yeah, I got out at the good time.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you
Wish.
Darrin, it was there.
Because of me.
You were holding it down. So
Right.
this is probably like, it might sound stupid because I'm sure they're
Nah.
probably intertwined, but so your field, right?
Mhm.
Is it more so like you are researching and more collecting data,
Mhm.
or is it more like, are you more on like the conservation of like sea life side of it, or do they really go for you at least hand in hand?
Not hand in hand. So I'm definitely not on the conservation side. I never wanted to be. I don't know. That's just not my personality.
Yeah,
like,
and-
save the ocean. I'm like, I get it. Like obviously I'm a scientist. I have to believe in that. I do believe in that. but I've never been. I don't want to be that person. I don't wanna
You've
be
never been,
advocating.
and that's what I've
No.
always like wondered. I'm like,
Mhm.
does Darrin not say that shit because he doesn't want people to talk shit, or does he, or is it just because it's like not in his field?
Just not my field. It's
Yeah,
not my,
yeah, yeah,
not
for
my
sure.
specialty. I want to do the data scientist. I want to be that grunt work collecting the data,
Hands on.
hands-on stuff. Hey, I'm going to collect all of this information, right? And I'll hand it off to the conservationist.
See ya.
Do what you want with
Yeah.
it. Go advocate for conservation, but I'd rather do the grunt work of it. So it's nice. Yeah. I'm on the science data collection side.
Hell yeah.
What's right now like, or
How'd you get to Santa Barbara, bro? Just job came up?
Dude,
Good
same
question.
thing, networking. Like literally my old lab mate at SDSU, she finished before I did. So she taught me everything I knew. Her and I were close, basically like my work wife, basically.
Shout her out, bro.
Dude, Billy Beckley, I love her. She's one of our close friends.
She's amazing.
She was one of the first ones, the first friend we had over at our new place.
Nice.
Dude, I love her. She's great. She'll do anything for you, do anything for us. And I would do the same. We'd both do the same. So she finished at SDSU before I did, and she graduated. Now she's doing her PhD at UCSB, and this job opened up. She's like, "Hey D, like this job is opening up. You should apply."
Come
Like before
through,
it was even
baby.
out, she was like, straight up, "This is what you want to do." She's like, "You should apply." She's like, "You would be great at this job." I was like, "Cool, I'm down." So I was in the middle of like kind of applying for jobs, wrapping up my master's, applying for jobs. Wasn't really feeling anything. She told me that job, and I was like, "Hell yeah." That is exactly what I want to do. That's literally this job. What I have now is why I went to school and why I only got a master's rather than, getting a PhD. Because I'm like, I want to do this work. So she's like, apply. And luckily I got it. So
damn, that's kind of
Yo-
nuts. I saw. Sorry, go. Continue.
How'd Julia come along? What the hell? You just like, hey,
Hey,
Yeah.
no,
you're
no,
coming
no,
with me.
no.
Was that what you
That's
asked?
part 3, bro.
Part 3.
Slow down. Slow your roll, pal.
What were you gonna
We'll
ask?
get ya.
I gotta.
No, I
Nice
meant like,
schedule.
how'd she like jump on the boat? She was just like, fuck it, like, yeah, let's go.
I mean, pretty much I'm as fortunate and as lucky as I am to have her. She was like, hey, that's the job. She could tell that's the job that I wanted to do. Yeah. So, I mean, you're just
Well,
down.
also, teacher shortage.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers are needed everywhere.
Damn.
So you guys could have moved damn near. I mean, I don't want to say anywhere, but
Yeah.
you would have had your.
Marine
Yeah.
science jobs are a lot harder to find.
Mhm.
Teachers are needed anywhere.
You're a
so
real one.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also Santa Barbara. You weren't taking her to fucking like I don't know.
It-
I'm not gonna shit on any
Yeah.
random city right now. but-
Yeah, it was one of the few cities we agreed on.
Yep.
And like I said before, I'm not career driven. He's career driven. So I was willing to do that for him.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
If we talked about it before I even started applying for big boy jobs, I was like, hey, I'm going to apply for jobs. Where can we agree on cities that we could live together?
Mhm.
San Diego and Santa Barbara.
Santa
were
Barbara was number
literally-
one.
Yeah, literally the only ones. And we
Oh.
decided that off of visiting Santa Barbara, together once?
Yeah, when we were dating for like 2
Yeah,
months.
early.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
And just, I guess, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Not even knowing. And then we're like, hey, there's opportunity in Santa Barbara. Go for it.
It came up and you're like, oh,
Came
yeah.
up and I
that's
had to.
nuts.
It just kind of fell into place.
And I've never seen someone happier in their job. So it was totally worth it.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Oh.
way worth
Beautiful.
it. It better be worth it.
God
Yeah.
I'ma
damn
cry.
it. Damn, bro. I just like thought about it. Now I saw you applying.
Mhm.
I like reconnected with you, or like I connected with you first when you were applying for grad school, and
Yeah.
then I fucking met like when I saw you again for the last time was when I was going to state for like that one semester, and I visited you. I was visiting you as you were fucking applying for jobs.
Yeah.
On Indeed at your lab.
Yeah. Applying
Hmm.
for every job I
That's-
could. It
That's
was wild.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Beautiful, dude.
So
Destiny.
you did get to so at state you were teaching, right?
Yeah.
You were
Mhm.
teaching labs.
Mhm.
So Julia Toff is teaching fucking like high schoolers.
Yep.
What's it like teaching college freshmen essentially,
Yeah,
right?
basically, yeah. Early career college kids. It was good. I mean, I taught like an intro bio class, which is like non-major specific. These kids have
Don't
to
give a
take that
fuck.
class. They don't give a fuck. And I could feel that. Like that class, I put so much effort in. New teacher, I'm like, I'm putting in all this effort. Make this fun. I'm trying to be good. All these kids were like falling asleep. They didn't care. And then I just started to not care either. But then I actually switched and taught like a statistics class for biologists. So it was like more specific. And that one I could get behind. I was like, this is my jam. Like, this is what I'm good at. I can teach them. I can hopefully engage them. It was okay. I mean, I don't think teaching's for me. Because, there's always, I don't mind the kid falling asleep in class. Like, I get it. I was also a college kid falling asleep in my classes, no matter how interesting it was. So I didn't take it personally, but I just found out, or just like realized that teaching wasn't for me. I'm like, it's kind of boring standing up in front of a class. I'd rather be in the field teaching these kids, like, hey, here's how to dive. Here's how to do science. Like, in the classroom, it just didn't do it for me.
Damn. Well, I was gonna ask, did you ever see yourself having to do that at any point? I mean, I'm sure you had to have known, like,
Mhm.
you're gonna get your master's, you're gonna have to fucking be like an assistant to
Yeah.
somebody and teach
Yeah.
a course, right? You kind of knew that.
Yeah, going into grad school, that's how you make money. I mean, you have to teach. It's kind of like an intro to grad school. You also have to teach, which is good. Pros and cons. It taught me a lot, like what I like, what I don't like, how to communicate with people. Like Julie was saying, like communication is key. So it helped then, and like how to keep students, undergraduates engaged in something that they might not care about.
So damn it, I'm like, I had
happened?
like a really good fucking question and it just like,
Darren, it's because Darren's killing it.
Yeah,
You're
he
saying
is.
something, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna shoot it right back."
Darren's like calling my every
He was
bluff.
ready,
I
bro.
hate this right now.
No, not even.
He's pulling every card.
If anything, all I've learned so far is that both of you guys seem like you guys are really into what you guys are doing, which is
Yep.
great.
That's true.
You guys made it happen somehow, and you guys are fucking living in Santa Barbara, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's a dream in
I respect the goals, guys, and the fucking drive because you guys are on some shit.
We
Yeah,
feel
thanks.
very fortunate.
Yeah.
Nah, you guys are killing it. But I remember my question.
There you go.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
What?
Miguel got
A
you.
little buffer time.
He knew that. Hey, that's fucking
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty
You had
tight.
to take a
That's-
second to think really quick.
That's my role.
Cute. When you're, because obviously right now you said it was like the down season.
Mhm.
When it's in
Mm.
season or
Yeah.
when you're like in your full flow, what's like a day to day?
A normal
Day
day.
to day,
14 hours.
Give me a variety.
Whoa.
Yes,
Hey,
I detected a
Lonnie.
touch, just a slight touch of shade in 14 in
Yeah,
that
I know,
14 hours comment.
unfortunately.
Hey, hey,
But I love it though, so it doesn't feel like 14 hours. So it's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
A full swing, like summer full swing.
Give me like a week. How about that? Don't have to give me a day to day.
No,
What's
week-
That's good.
what's like a
Yeah,
typical
that's
like
fair.
a week look like? Because you could be doing different shit from
Yeah.
day to day, but
Yeah, yeah.
what like in a week is like, oh, this day.
In a week, it's pretty consistent. Like I'm diving about probably 2 to 3 days a week. It depends. Like average 2 to 3 days a week diving, and then the other days I'm in the lab. So diving, long days, 10-hour days usually. So we start at like 7 a.m.
Shit.
We end, whatever time. And then in the lab, it's pretty mellow. I do data, and then just help me out. Undergrads, honestly.
So what's a diving day look like for you, Darren?
A diving day? Oh man, those are the long days for sure. Like a 10-hour plus days. Some are they're like 12-hour days. But a normal diving day, you get there at 7:20, meet at the lab, and then we just get the boat ready. We meet. Usually it's like 4 of us usually, but in the summer it's like 3 boats. It's crazy. But normally it's 1 boat that goes out for 4 of us. It's usually like my boss, me, and either another research technician or an undergrad. Usually we have undergrads. Like undergrads are like the bulk of our divers, so it's cool to bring the like new people out and train them.
Literally scared.
Yeah, they're scared, they're nervous as shit, and we're just like, oh, we do this every day. You're like jumping off the boat, and like they're like, what? Like I'm supposed to follow? I'm supposed to do that? Like
Full,
what?
full gear.
You're
Full
like,
gear, everything. Yeah, they're like, yeah. So it's my boss is super quick because he's been doing this for like 15 years, so he just is on it. And then I'm like, I try to be that middle ground of like, hey guys, like this is what you do. Let me walk you through it. But yeah, it's a crazy dive day. Usually we have a bunch of different surveys that we do, so it keeps it interesting. It's not like the same dive every single day. Like we have stuff that's monthly, we have stuff that's yearly, every 3 months or whatever. So yeah, dive day, we go out there, get the boat ready, drive out to whatever site we're going to. It's all along Santa Barbara coast, and then we have a couple sites on Santa Cruz Island. But yeah, we just go out, do our surveys. It's usually about 2 to 3 dives a day that we go out diving, sometimes more, which are make for those long days. Do our surveys, collect data, go back to the lab, clean the boat, and then either sometimes we have to process data in the lab, like kelp samples or something, just get them done that night. But usually it's just data sheets, so we keep them to dry, the next day for interns to enter. So
Are there certain like locations you like drive out to on the boat, like certain kelp forests or something? Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys have certain locations already.
Yep.
Ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have a bunch of, GPS points of,
Shit.
and we have, buoys that are out there that, hey, we go back to that site every month,
Mhm.
or we go to that one, every year, for
Sweet.
example. So yeah, we have long-term sites that we go to every time. So you can see, it's kind of cool. The longer I'm there, we pull up on a spot and like, oh, I know exactly what the bottom looks like. And I know where to go. If I get, if buddy loses me or if I get lost, I'm like, I know exactly how to get back to the boat. So it makes it so much more comfortable to be like, oh, I know exactly where we are.
Damn, scary. That sounds scary.
Dude, when I first started working, I'm like, I have no clue where I am.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and you're like, dude, I'm in, like, everything looks the same when you're swimming around. You're like, oh, I can get back. But you get turned around and you're like, I'm lost. Like immediately lost. Now that I've been there for a while, I'm like, oh, I know this,
I remember this.
Looks
This
this
coral
rock
reef right
looks
here.
familiar. Yeah, exactly. So, and we have like
Fucking
markers out on the ocean floor, like
That's cool.
little like floats that are there. Like, oh, okay, cool. If I see this one, I know where to go. And yeah, so it's super cool.
What's
Nice.
been your like favorite, like if you can remember like one experience that you're like, holy shit, like I'm doing this right now, like this is
Yeah.
super cool.
Man, it sounds super corny, but every day, like being able to have that balance between having lab work where I answer a million questions from interns, a day, and I just want to like do my work on my computer and do my own thing with data, getting asked a million questions, and I'm just like, dang, you guys ask a lot of questions. But then when I get to go out in the field and dive, I can't talk to anybody there. I'm
Shit
like,
goes
dude,
away.
I'm peaceful as hell down there. So days like that, I'm like, just casually, some days I'm underwater, I'm like, damn, I do this for a job. Like, I know I'm hyping myself up right now, but like,
Nah,
legit,
dude,
it's
that's
the little
the
things.
fucking dream.
Like,
Though
I
that's cool.
I have gotten through some things underwater, like therapy in of itself, like just underwater, not having to talk to anybody. All you hear is like your bubbles, and you're down there just like thinking through some shit. So yeah, that's times
Damn.
like that where I'm like, I love my job. I'm ready. When I get home, I feel like Julia knows, like I'm in a good mood. I can like come home and be, there for her and mindful of her, and just like friends too. Like I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of therapeutic to just be down there. I'm like, I love my job. Or like driving the boat out, I'm just like, wow, this is literally what I get to do. And just like,
Bro, we got out of
Yeah.
work and we're pissed off.
yeah,
Like,
dude, when I was
you know
working
what I
at a
mean?
restaurant, dude, I was always mad.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
You would come home
yeah,
heated.
forget that customer. That I was a dick. Like I didn't get that many tips today or something. If the boss was horrible, all that stuff. Everything that comes with working. But when you find something that you love, I'm just like, I don't know, just happy to be there. As corny as that sounds, like just happy to
it's
be
not
there.
corny.
Dude,
you
you're not.
So-
You won't. We've had this so many times already. Even last week with Lauren, like she was
Mhm.
talking about the same way of how she
Yeah.
has like she's gained some sort of not only like motivation,
Yeah.
but now she has time to
Yep.
focus on shit that she really enjoys doing
Yeah.
outside of work.
Exactly.
Like it all just I
Yeah.
don't know. It just what's
Yeah.
the word? It's just it becomes like cohesive in a
Yep.
way, and like you become, I guess, quote unquote, happy over time because of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like even those 14-hour days, like Julia said, I come home, yeah, I'm tired, but like I am ready for work the next day.
Yeah.
I've never, not a single job has made me feel like that.
There's a piece to it for sure.
Yeah, like and you probably see it too. Like I'm not a workaholic. We have a good work-life balance, but like I am down to work 14-hour days.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, this sucks. I gotta
Yeah,
go to
you're
work
always
again."
excited.
I'm always ready. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. I'm down. Let's go dive. Let's, work in the lab. Let's do some data. Let's, work with more interns. And I don't know, just gets me going for sure.
Dude, and fucking props to you for that. Like, give you your flowers, because it's so easy to like, I don't know, stay very like content
Yeah.
and be like, especially like, being in the industry where it's like quick money and it's good
Yeah,
money.
it's-
Like,
yeah,
it's
it's
good
good
money.
money.
People
Mhm.
we fucking do it for a reason.
Yep.
But you're like, nah, like it's very short term. It's a
Mhm.
very quick.
Yeah.
It's quick. You're getting quick money, but dude, long run, like that's just never gonna make
Yeah.
you happy.
I got
So,
burnt out. I mean, you saw it. I got burnt out. I was over it. I didn't even want to go for like a one shift a week.
yeah.
When it gets to that, you kind of like start to question,
Yeah.
why the hell am I doing this? I don't even want to be once a week. Like, I should be out of here.
Yeah, dude. So props to you. Like for real, it's cool. Like where you're at right now, it's pretty
Julia,
cool.
to you too, Julia, because I feel like every day it's something new with both you guys. Like
Yeah.
you guys are
Mhm.
dealing with shit that from one day to the next, something always comes up. It's
Yeah.
never the same.
Yeah.
So it becomes exciting. I guess
Yeah.
how you're saying. It
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
it's the same every day. Overall, it's the same every day. But students, interns keep it different. Diving
Yeah.
keeps it different. Everything keeps it different enough that we're in a rhythm, but also it's fresh, it's new every day, which is cool.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we both feel valued at our work.
Yes.
Mm.
We both know that our bosses, the people around us,
Mhm.
appreciate us being there. And I
Yeah.
think that's what I would hope for anyone at their job is that they feel valued.
Yeah. Just for somebody to tell you, like, hey, you're working hard.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, that feels good. Everybody
It-
wants a pat on the back.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
It does, bro. Like the little things, like the
Yeah.
little check-ins, like, hey, you all right? Like,
Yep.
oh, hey,
Yeah.
you're doing a good job today.
Yeah.
Like that shit. I've even though I'm still in the industry, but different like situation. But it is very, it's just making it a little like easier to stomach. It's like because people do check, like
Yeah.
they do tell you, like, hey, like you fucking killed. Like you very rarely like at a lot of places. So it does make I do get
Yeah.
the value of that for sure.
Yeah.
Like it does make it a little like easier to stomach. Transitioning here. So for those of you who don't know, Darrin and Julia have been dating for how long now?
3.5 years ish.
Almost. No,
Three and a
almost.
half
Yeah, we
Almost
just
3.5.
passed for like 3 years and 4 months or something.
Darrin
like that.
counts.
I count.
So Damn, Darren's the one that
Come
counts.
on it,
Okay,
come on.
There we go.
I woke up. The first thing I said to you the other morning, I'm like, oh, happy whatever.
It's kind of crazy because we kind of had a kind of similar situation yesterday when I was talking to Itzel about her and her her husband, who I have a crush on.
Dude, you brought him up like 5 times. I'm like, dude, are you sure? Like, you shouldn't be with him? Or it's so too. What'd she say? She like said something like, "Yo, like, are you good?
Should we have brought him?" Like,
but anyways, so you guys took a break in between.
Well, we full on broke up.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a break.
No, it was a breakup.
I was trying to make it sound pretty for camera, all right?
No, it doesn't need to be pretty.
Make it as real as it needs to be.
Yeah, sure.
But how long like did you guys like break up for?
I think
like a summer?
2.5
From
months.
May to August?
Yeah.
May to August.
I think Hyder's bringing this up because yesterday Itzel was on too. And
Same
she talked about how
thing.
they distance and.
But that was over marriage. For them, it was guys they couldn't agree on
wow.
marriage. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
that's big. I mean, that's
But what was that? Did you guys need that?
100%. I don't think we would be here today had we not broken up
no,
at
absolutely
that
not.
point.
No, for us, we rushed in real quick. I think kind of fell hard, fell fast.
Yeah.
Didn't build that foundation that you need, to build a long-lasting relationship. We just kind of went in.
We were two very
Yes.
stubborn single people that were attracted to each other and wanted to be together, but weren't willing to give in to the other person.
Very
Compromise.
opposite.
Yeah.
Opposite personalities for sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Yeah. We took that time, and then once we came back into it, to your question, like we came back, however many months later that was, and we're like, hey, this is exactly what we want. And this is what we need, and we needed from you when you first tried this. If that's not going to happen, then we're not doing this. And it was very on everything on the table. Like, this is how we feel. This is what went wrong. This is what we need. And we're like, okay, if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna try and build this foundation slower, more tentative to each other, like what we need from each other, and it worked it out. Like different communication styles for sure. So kind of comes back to what you said. Like communication is very important.
No, for someone who valued communication so much, I was not willing to communicate to Darrin when we first met that for us to break up and for us to come back together and sit at a brewery for 3 hours and confess our feelings to each other.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. It changed everything.
And it's also a huge thing as maturity though. Like, so I'm sorry, like age wise, I forget. You guys are 20. I'm down.
I'm 26.
And I'm 28.
Yeah, I was gonna say 26 to 28 was my age range for the two of you.
And we broke up at 22 and 24, I think.
Damn, no
Yeah.
way.
Wait.
Maybe 23 and 25.
Maybe that. I don't. Yeah, whatever. it
One of
was.
those.
Yeah.
Wait, so how long have you guys been together then over and all?
So
3
the
years,
3.5. Yeah, the almost 3.5
Sorry, and a
years
half.
is
Yeah.
just the
Counts.
second time we dated.
It does.
We don't count the
The
first
beginning
time
part.
yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
We only dated for
Like 4 months. I don't know.
not that long
Yeah.
before, so we only count the second part. Yeah, we don't add the first part on.
So I have to ask. So
Please,
Julia,
please. I'm already nervous.
Julia worked at a wedding dress shop. She
Yes.
managed. Sorry, she managed. That's how you guys met at a fucking wedding dress shop.
Wait, what?
So
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
ironic.
I stole a bride.
She kind of answered. She kind of
Just kidding.
she kind of answered the question very early on into this episode. How ironic would it be if you guys weren't thinking about marriage?
Well, we are.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. She answered my question. So you guys are very much thinking. Are you guys? You haven't proposed yet, have you? I'm not putting you on the spot
No,
here.
no. No ring on
No.
the
She's
finger
like,
yet.
she's like, hurry the fuck up.
Tell me that for a while.
Not in those words.
Yeah.
Nicer words.
Nicer.
I mean, I'm sure you coming from. I mean, clearly, I'm sure you you made it seem like like you're looking to get married.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
came from a
come-
Christian background. My
you
parents
come
were married
from
at
a-
21.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, we should have 5 kids. By
You
now.
come
Yeah.
from a huge family. I'm sure you want to get married.
Yeah,
Or no?
yeah.
Was that? Be
Oh,
honest.
no.
Was that always in your plans even before you met Julia?
Yeah, for sure to get married.
People are different about marriage.
Yeah, I was always
nowadays.
just on my own timeline. Like,
Yeah, he has a very strict timeline.
yeah, I grew up with
So did
the
I.
timeline
So
of
did I.
like you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids. But it was very regimented. Like you have to do A, B, and C before you do X, Y, Z.
I say the same shit. I say I wouldn't get married until like I had a career that I feel like I
Exactly.
could
Yeah.
stand on.
Yeah,
Like
and that was my big thing too. It was like I want to get a full-time job and do that for X amount of years.
yeah, because
Be financially stable.
I always
Yeah.
say like, how the fuck am I gonna make somebody else happy if I'm not happy?
Yeah,
Like with
exactly.
my
Which
like
is fair.
like my I can't fulfill like my own like shit. Like how am I gonna help somebody? Like how am I gonna fulfill somebody else's life? Like that's kind of tough.
That's kind of I think that's probably where mine stems from. Like I'm not even happy with where I'm at right now. Like going to grad school, not making any money. How am am I going to help, support a family? No,
Yeah.
thank you. But now that I'm there, I'm like, cool, we can do.
But there
check
is
off
also
another
a
step.
compromise, like you do,
Yeah.
especially when you love somebody.
Yeah, and
I'm
we've
sure.
we've kind of come to that. Like,
Yeah, we
she doesn't
definitely-
Julia doesn't make me go faster, but it's definitely like we're meeting in the middle. Because I think I would go slower if nobody was kind of like, we got this, we built this foundation, we can do it. And it's like, you know what, you're right, we can do this sooner than maybe my old brain was kind of thinking.
How the fuck did it feel to for you guys? Congratulations again. We already did it earlier, but to buy a home in California, that's nuts. Like that's actually a big. It's actually a big deal. Like California is
Yeah.
expensive.
No, it is.
bro.
Yeah.
Dude, Santa Barbara's expensive.
That's what I'm
dude,
saying.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, we thought San Diego was expensive. Santa
We
Barbara
we
is
could have
like
gotten
a
double
lot.
of what we bought.
Yeah,
There's celebrities that stay out there and like
Montecito.
They
Yeah.
like retire out there.
wow.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there's very limited land / property.
What was like the whole like process? Like, not to get into like a
Chill.
real
How you
estate
trying to
shit,
buy
but-
a house?
No,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
just interesting. Like like
Yeah,
It's a process.
it was. I mean, we have been wanting to buy a house for a long time now. Like since when we lived in San Diego, we're like, hey, we should buy a house. But it was still early in our relationship.
Early into salaries.
I wasn't
early into having
making
money.
anything.
Yeah.
Like in grad school, I was making like less than half probably what I'm making now. So I was like, I'm not ready. Like I want to. I'm with you, but I'm how
financially,
paying
like,
for
it doesn't
everything.
make sense. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make sense right now. Like we want to. Obviously, it's a smart choice to buy rather than throwing money into a a rent.
Renting a space, yeah.
But then in Santa Barbara, we had our first year down, and we're like, we're sick of landlords.
Yeah, we're
wanna
too
have our
old for
own thing.
landlords.
Yeah, too old for a landlord. We want to invest in our future, so it's a good financial thing. Obviously, people can go back and forth all day. Oh, it's not a good time to buy. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a genius. I don't know the market. Like, I don't really care. Like, Julia had found this awesome quote, was like, time in the market is better than timing the market, and that just sticks. It's like, yeah, I can't time this. Let's just get in. If we lose money, we lose money.
Yeah.
If we learn a bunch of stuff on the way, we learn a bunch of stuff. If we make money, cool. But we're not in it to make money. We're just in it to like
We just
get
want
in
a
the
home.
To
game,
literally have
Yeah.
a home.
have a home, and not have to worry about landlords. Oh, I'm coming by right now. It's like, what? Wait. Like, we're good tenants, but like that stresses us out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So to have our own space, kind of peace of mind, we'll pay. I'd pay, everything I have to
Yeah.
have peace of mind.
Yeah, definitely a lot of young people resonate with that, especially nowadays. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of us, like in our generation, our age, are like staying at home
Yep.
a lot more and
Yeah.
not finding that financial, I guess, stability.
And
Yep.
it makes sense. Rent right now is crazy.
Dude, it's
Landlords
like,
are
yeah.
crazy.
And they just keep going higher and higher. But I mean, the process was crazy, and it, how we got there was kind of crazy and hectic, but it was always the end goal. And then we went through the craziness of it. Now we're like, cool.
Now we feel so at peace.
Yeah,
No,
and
but
like-
guys, it was recent though, right? It was like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago or something, right? I
We
remember seeing on
closed-
your story, on your guys'
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
we
we
closed October 31st.
yeah, we
Halloween.
moved the week of
Damn,
Thanksgiving.
dude.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys have had a crazy like
Yeah.
Past
20
year,
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
years.
2022 has been our year. Like,
Hey,
not trying to
fuck
brag,
yeah,
but like,
dude. No, yeah, you
just
guys deserve that
reflecting.
shit. You guys are
Yeah.
good people. That's fucking sick.
We
Uh,
worked hard.
And then
Yeah.
now you guys are fucking going to Europe for how long?
Wait, what?
2 weeks?
2
Yeah,
weeks,
2
bro. They're
weeks.
going
Yeah,
to
for
Europe.
Christmas.
They're literally
Yeah.
about to bounce to Europe.
Yep.
For 2 weeks.
Just cause.
It looks like we're
Yeah.
balling. We bought a house. We're going to Europe.
We're
I'm
not
like, We're not
balling.
balling. A scientist and a teacher. We're not balling.
So what do they
What's
call
the
it?
move?
What's the itinerary when you guys are going to Europe? What's up?
That's all you, Julia. You made the whole
Dublin
I-
for Christmas.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to Rome for a couple days. New Year's in Venice. And then we're going to spend 5 days in Paris before we come back home.
Yep.
Beautiful
Yeah.
itinerary.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We're very
Damn.
excited.
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause
Big.
it's my first time out of the country, except for Mexico.
I was
but don't
gonna
count
I was
Mexico.
gonna ask. I was like, have you ever been to Europe?
No,
Damn.
not a damn bit. And I've been wanting to do it since I was 16, dude. Since
Yeah,
high
dude.
school.
Same, me too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I could
bro.
never do it. Financially, couldn't afford it. Time, I was always working. Like, since I was 16, I was working. So I'm like, I can't
Did,
get
did,
time
did
off.
Julia have to give you a little kick in the ass to convince you to do it, or were you like,
not even a kick? Like, you just find somebody that you actually want to do it with and travel
Yeah,
with
yeah.
and spend the money with and time with. Like, so
There
it was an
was.
easy decision.
okay,
Beautiful.
are you guys excited?
Oh hell yeah,
Very excited.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know, culture shock probably because I don't even know what to expect going into this. Like, I'm just there.
You got your guide.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Julia-
what I'm banking
Julia's
on.
like this, like.
I have it
Oh
planned
my- you
out.
should
I'm
see
ready.
it.
There
She
you
has a
go.
Google Doc.
I have a PowerPoint.
Hey, I love that, bro.
She
She's
made
a
PowerPoint.
teacher, dog. What do you expect? I expect nothing
Hey,
less.
dude, I'm just showing up. I'm like, cool. I'll just be where you want me to be.
I did come home last week and give him a PowerPoint lesson on what
Yeah,
we were
listen,
doing.
listen here.
Straight up.
That's hilarious.
So before we wrap up, just so we'll end on a super lighthearted. What are your guys each of you? I'll ask Julie. I'll start with you. What's
Okay.
your favorite Marvel movie?
Oh,
that's a good one.
Can you
Dang,
go to
I-
Darren first? Can
Oh,
I
I got
think
too
about
many.
it?
No, don't come to me first.
Or you want what?
Let's
If you,
let's
we'll
go.
start. We'll
No,
start. We'll
I don't
start.
mind.
Okay, okay.
No.
Yeah.
If you're ready to go,
Well,
Isaac
let me.
was gonna give you
Can I
time.
start with my favorite Marvel production instead of movie?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
it is
yeah.
easily Moon Knight.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. all right.
okay.
I love the depiction of mental health
Yeah,
and
that
just
was really good.
How
the
about the whole
family
like
dynamics.
Egyptian background thing?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
My religious
First of
studies
its
was like
kind.
kicking in right there.
Oh shit.
Moon Knight was perfect.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac's amazing.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's daddy.
Straight up.
Facts. No
Straight
facts.
up. Can't argue with that.
Moon Knight
He
was
is
perfect.
Poppy,
There's
for
no
sure.
issue with it. Cannot wait for more.
That was good.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but we'll go 1 and 1. So Julia,
Yeah, I'm gonna say Moon Knight
Yeah.
over
That-
any
damn,
movie.
Good choice and out there, honestly, because
Yeah.
I would have never
I
said
still want to
any-
come back to movies. So, actually, no. Production is fine.
That's
though. There's,
cool.
there's like short, fucking.
Yeah, Moon Knight
Um,
is
I think,
Okay.
I
12
feel
out
like,
of 10.
I feel like me and Hyder will be the same, even though Infinity War was a fucking eye-changing experience.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna go still Cap 2, bro.
yeah. I'm going Cap 2. as
Winter
well.
Soldier was fucking
Oh,
sick, dude.
That was pretty good. Damn. I don't even know.
I hate that movie because it's so poorly titled.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's all about the Winter Soldier. That's Winter Soldier,
That's
Yeah,
Bucky.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier.
but it's not about him at all.
it is. Yeah, well,
It's
Not
not.
really.
Oh,
He just comes. He's
hey.
another character.
You're right.
I hate the title of
Yeah.
it. Love the movie, hate the title.
I guess they gave it the title because he is a like overall bad guy, quote
Mhm.
unquote.
but Cap's the one running around the whole time.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and it's really him versus like the
The
government.
government.
So
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still
They
my
did it.
favorite.
They did that just to get people in because
sure.
everyone knows the comic background. Everyone
Right.
knows it was gonna be Bucky.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
Oh
Damn it.
yeah,
Damn, I've never heard that.
I never thought about. That's a great point.
Shout out Julia. Good point.
Coming up with Marvel
that is,
facts.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
They're gonna
Okay.
they're gonna hire you.
You're going with the same thing?
Oh yeah, it's my
Really?
for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was just different. It was different.
Nothing's like hit that kind of level. I think.
It was almost more suspenseful. It was more like
Like action thriller.
yeah,
kinda.
it just felt different. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like I was watching a regular comic book movie. Especially now, I feel like the last few have been kind of Black Panther was
Yeah.
fire, but
It was
The new one?
The new one was
It
yeah,
was,
really.
I
it was
disagree.
more sad than anything. I feel like I almost shed a tear.
Yeah,
but-
It was
I-
all over the place.
I didn't want them to. I mean, R.I.P. Chadwick, but
yeah.
I went into it like, hey, I hope they don't hamper on it too much. I hope they do him justice, and provide that background.
Did you think they do it?
But I think they might have overdone it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, see, yeah.
I like that it started like, hey, heavy shout out to him, R.I.P. Like, but then like grow from that. They just kept kind of hampering on it.
Yeah.
you
How
know.
about bad guy? Because we love him so much.
I like the bad guy. I liked the bad guy.
Can you do your impression?
No, I'm not doing it.
Namor.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I'll save that
dying.
for later. That's after show, after hours.
I'm dead in.
I mean, I like the bad guy. It was good. I mean, I like all the cultural stuff. Like, dude, it was good, but it could have been like the movie itself could have been better.
Hey, as a marine biologist, the underwater shit.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
I was like, damn, I want to go there.
Did it
Like,
make
straight
sense?
up.
Hey, how accurate was the underwater shit?
Probably not accurate at all.
Not
I don't know.
even
I didn't look
close.
at it for that. Like, I'm a scientist, but I'm not like one of those nerds.
Bro, you're not like you're really not. You're
Yeah.
fucking. If I would have never like, how do I say it? Like if I would have like, say you would have been my server, right? And
Mhm.
like we were cool.
You would never guess.
I
I'm
would
a
have
marine
never
scientist.
guessed you were a marine scientist.
that's
to be
true.
honest, I would have guessed you were like a fucking like a PE coach or some shit.
You know what I think?
PE coach? What?
I always think like surfer type. You know what I mean?
or a
Was
surfer.
Darrin-
Yeah, surfer too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Darren,
know.
your turn, buddy.
My turn.
Before we
Favorite
close
movie?
out.
I mean, I'm with Julia. I love Moon Knight. That was a great show. It was just a mind bender. You don't know what's going on. But okay, let me pick something different. Man, Infinity War is up there, but my like go-to if I were to like have to watch anything, probably Age of Ultron.
Dude, that's crazy.
that.
Because
That
people
one's good.
hate on that shit, and I
Why?
always
Hey,
say
oh,
that
really?
it's underrated.
I
yeah.
feel
It's-
like that shit's had a little what do you call it
Comeback?
when people like when people used to hate something
Yeah.
and then like years later it's having like
A
a little
resurgence?
like a
Yeah.
resurgence. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like The Office in a sense. Like
Mhm.
nobody
Mhm.
liked that shit before.
Yeah.
And then now everybody loves it.
Once you
I
start
feel like
watching it, yeah.
people have been hyping up Ultron a lot.
Bro, that
lately.
movie's
I don't know.
fresh.
It
I
just
liked
does it.
it.
For me, dude. The voice.
I
Gets
love
me.
him.
don't
I
know.
love him. I
Yeah.
thought he was sick.
It was a badass bad guy.
I thought it was
he
sick too.
picked at like everybody's weaknesses, but like for how those people were, like all the heroes, he just picked at like, hey, you said this is how I'm acting. Now you're gonna hate on me for it. It's like,
Like those
damn,
little,
he's calling them out for
Yeah.
like being these heroic, on a pedestal kind of people. And he's like, this is actually how you're like also wrong. Like you are not a perfect hero, which is kind of cool because like that's how Marvel comes it up for like little kids and inspiration. Like, hey, they're perfect. Iron Man, Captain America, they're all perfect. They're chivalrous. They're, these mighty heroes. But then there's this bad guy that comes along and just like
humble the hell out
humble the hell out of them. Like, shit. And they had to self-reflect on themselves of,
Who
oh
they
shit,
were.
maybe everything I'm doing
Yeah,
isn't
that's a good
heroic.
idea.
Hey,
Like,
okay, I love that. Hey, I agree though. I always thought that movie got hate for no reason. Like
Mhm.
I love that shit,
Yeah.
especially when like they were trying to kill him and he just go into another fucking robot. That
Yep.
shit was so fire.
Yeah.
That shit was so fire.
Yeah.
Perfect time to close it out. I think.
Wait. Can I wrap it up? Can I take over? I have
Hell
two.
yeah.
I have two questions for you
Yeah.
guys. Okay.
Oh, great.
What has been the hardest lesson you've learned in this podcast?
Prep. For me, it's been preparation.
Yeah.
100%.
Prep,
like
prep.
when we don't prep, like the show just goes way different.
Yeah.
I got a different one for you.
Okay.
Appealing to new/different audiences when it comes to promo, because that's what I do. Like I edit the stuff.
Okay.
It's hard to find something that you would think, or us, because Hyder's the one that actually has been coming up with them and giving me the timestamps, but something that will correlate with a bigger audience. Because I feel like we're like in a niche right now.
Yeah.
There's certain people that will tune in.
Yep. Yeah.
And I've gotten comments already like, oh, I don't listen because of this or because of that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to adapt, I guess, and become, just bigger in that sense.
At the same time, for me though, I always want to stick for me because with anything creative that I'll ever do, which I have like more things I do want to do coming, but I never want to like have to
Change.
cater to any like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You
Like
wanna do it-
fair.
Yeah.
like if for me, I'm big on integrity when it comes to that.
Yep.
Like I'm not gonna fucking start like
A comedy podcast or something.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I don't know talk about something just because somebody's like, hey, like this is something that you should talk about. If I
Yeah.
don't care about
Yeah.
it, like I will not want to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You
know
want to do
what
it
I mean?
to like, appease a crowd.
So for me, that's always been a thing. Like I have like family that's like, yeah, like I would listen a little more. Like if you guys talk, like I don't know, your guys' content just doesn't appeal to me. So I'm like, that's
Mhm.
fine. Like if you listen to 5 minutes, like whatever. Like
Yeah.
thank you. And if you don't, thank you for even like acknowledging the fact that I do it and it's cool, but
Yeah.
you don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's been I feel like it's also been not expecting like people that we know to necessarily support just because we do it. Like that was always like for me, it was like, don't tell me like that you listen to it just to do me a favor.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that doesn't like do it for me. Like I prefer 100 times for you to have like maybe heard of it and listen to it because you're like, damn, that sounded cool.
Yeah.
And like I clicked on it and
Yeah.
I actually fucking like it. Like there's been like people I've been reconnecting with that have been like, hey, like, damn, you're doing that. Like that's super
Yeah.
cool. I haven't like talked to them in years.
Yeah.
Versus like I said, like I've had like friends or family be like, yeah, like I heard it. Like I saw you did it. Like it's cool.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like those are two different things for me. Like
Yeah,
that's not
Yeah.
doing
absolutely.
me a favor. You
Mhm.
listening because you want to support. Like that actually does nothing for me.
Mhm.
And I do appreciate it because it's an hour of time that like that people can never get back. I'm big on time too. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste an hour of my time. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So
absolutely.
I don't know. It's just not expecting the most from like anybody. Same from guests too. You know what I mean? Like if you guys didn't come today, like that would have never ruined my like what like how I think about you guys.
Mhm.
But it's always having a plan B. Like
Mhm.
we're
Yep.
always ready to do something else. on
And
the-
that goes
on the
hand in hand
fly.
with prep, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very good at, I think we've become very good at adapting to our situations when it comes to here, like we're actually recording.
Yep.
Or just anything content, whatever, So I mean, so far, like we said earlier, you live and you learn. We've been learning
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, preparation and adaptation, like they definitely go hand in hand. That's probably the biggest two things that I fucking take away from
Yeah.
this. That was a good question.
100%.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
That's
go
good.
ahead, go ahead.
one more?
Go ahead.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about each other?
Ooh.
Like,
Oh,
why did
shit.
you trust each other to embark on this endeavor?
You start.
This guy.
I think that kind of just goes with how well we know each other /
How long have you known each other?
almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Known each other / trust each other.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like when it comes down to the nitty gritty, it's that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think out of my friend group, I love them all, but I don't think anyone would be down to put in this much time and effort and all this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you guys are doing
100%.
different things too. So you're trusting, how to do the audio, and then Miguel to do the visual. So
Yeah. And the coolest thing though, and I'm a fucking have to use a whole different analogy that has to do with Miguel. Miguel, if you let Miguel borrow $1, he's gonna pay you back $1.
Yeah.
Whether you're like, bro, like relax, it was a fucking dollar.
Yeah.
But he's been like that since we were in high school. So that kind of goes back to like now we work so fucking well together because like we never had to like, I mean, we did in a sense, but we didn't like, hey, like you're gonna do that and you're gonna do that because we both already kind of knew what we were good at. So we never had to like we delegate without speaking about it. Like we've always just kind of known like it's gonna go like this, it's gonna go like this, and we both were like we're not hard on each other like necessarily because we both know like, all right, like for example, I always say like if you listen back, I thought I was like a serious slack for like probably a solid month in October where I still think Miguel held it down pretty hardcore. Never said shit. So in that sense, it's like I feel like he knows like he'll be like he's gonna get his shit like we're fine like we're I'm sure if it went by a little longer, it would have been different, and it would have been like, hey, dude, like you need to fucking step it up. Like I'm fucking like doing too much.
See, but like for example, I don't care because I knew Hyder was gonna come back. For example, past 2 episodes, you guys and the one before with Issel, amazing. Like Hyder fucking held it down. Hyder was, he brought his shit. So it's just like back again to the trust thing. It's just like we trust each other. You know,
it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work otherwise. Financially too, we never have issues. Fucking and that
even though we're struggling.
People might not want to. People wouldn't want to admit that, but financially, like, we're fucking putting it. We're paying rent every month for this. We had to put money in for this. We're still gonna have to, like, obviously pay, like, to
upgrade.
We're buying booze when we fucking record. And that's never been like a issue. It's never an issue. So I don't know. It's trust. Trust is the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You trying to kiss?
That's me.
End with a kiss.
Across and across.
We gotta say bye. I think the video cut off, but it's all right. We'll work around it. But we had to close out, brother.
Close it out.
So Darrin and Julia, thank you guys. Best of luck. Have fun in Europe.
Thank you.
Next time
when they come back, we'll talk about Europe.
No
recap.
Our next episode, and if this doesn't happen, bro, I'm gonna kill Miguel. Our next episode together is gonna be we're gonna go visit you guys.
Hey, you're more than welcome anytime.
That was gonna be the initial
Let's
plan.
Go.
Yeah, we're poor, but that's gonna happen.
You got a place to stay.
That's gonna happen.
We'll bring it back like a little circle back. You'll be my passenger princess on the right hand.
There we go.
Because I know how to get there.
I hate driving.
Perfect.
So thank you guys again for being on.
Like,
you guys are busy. I know you guys are fucking celebrities here in San Diego.
Right.
So you guys are Chewy's waiting for you guys. Shout out Chewy.
Thank you
guys. Thank you guys for being on. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to plug real quick before we finish this up.
Good, man.
All good. Well, thank you guys again.
Love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Miguel, you want to close? You want to do the final?
Dude, follow us on socials. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at the Alley Podcast. Messages, mailbag questions at our Gmail, thealleypodcast@gmail.com.
2 S's.
2 S's. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Love you guys.
Hey, thank you guys again. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.